All right, welcome back to Twin Stick Garage. So this week what I'm planning to do is continue working on Project Snowman, my replica truck to the one used in the Smokey and the Bandit movie. And I've been waiting for these exhaust elbows to come in for quite a while. That's why I didn't get this truck finished in time for the Lesco truck show, which was an absolute blast. But this truck will be there next year, I guarantee it. Snowman 2023. So, like I was saying, these exhaust elbows finally came in. They were on back order, and they finally came in, so I went and picked those up. Man, that looks sharp. So that goes down like this, connects into that pipe, and then the exhaust stack. I got a straight pipe built, but don't worry. I know it's not movie correct, but I've straight piped all my trucks that I've ever owned. So this one's not gonna be no different. But what I'm planning to do is put the original movie correct heat shield over top of the straight pipe, so it still looks proper. And then I got the exhaust tips, just like the movie. We cut them off, expanded it, and we'll slide them on the straight pipe. So that should look good. So I'm gonna plan on putting that on today. And with any luck, I'll get all that stuff mounted. I still gotta put the air cans on in order to start the truck, but that's gonna be my goal, is to at least get this truck running and see what those pipes look like and sound like by the end of the episode. Yeah. Okay, so I think I got all the parts I need now. I need to mount that elbow on there, and that's held in place with this bracket that goes to the frame, and that basically supports the pipe. So in the Peterbilts, you've got to mount on the lower part of the cab and the upper part of the cab, and that holds it not only from falling off the truck, but then holds the weight as well. Where Kenworths do it a little different. They put all the weight on that lower elbow and use this big beefy bracket here to hold the weight. And then on the top they use, I got new supports, and picked these up new from Lesco, and that just goes up top like that. Now what I might do, because the original brackets are still on the truck and they're already painted the right color, so I might just take all these bolts out of here, take this bracket off, and then just put that in there and bolt it back up. And then that holds the top of the pipe it isolates it from the truck, and then keeps it obviously from falling off. So got to mount that on there, and then I got the pipe. So this is the pipe I was talking about. Okay, so I'll explain my logic here. Okay, so the lower part of the pipe is going to drop into the elbow. It's got this expanded end on it, and then I'll just use a stainless steel band clamp to close that up, and that should keep it from leaking. And I went with galvanized pipe inside. It's going to be inside the heat shield, and my logic there is that obviously there's no muffler, and I kind of didn't want to draw attention to it, so I didn't want to have a chrome pipe inside because you'd see it a little easier. So that's why I went with galvanized pipe inside the heat shield, because I think it'll kind of fade into the background, and then outside of the heat shield it'll just be a chrome pipe. So I had Craig at Lesco weld this together. I wanted to make sure, again, this is going to be behind the heat shield, and I didn't want to add a clamp in there. I just thought you'd really notice that. So we welded it together, and then this pipe will go and sit on top of that elbow. And wow, it's going to be a lot higher. It's going to be something like this. And then the pipe will be, man, it's going to look good. And then the chrome pipe will be up above the truck to match the movie. So yeah, it shouldn't, I don't think it's gonna be that difficult. Okay, let's talk more work, Mark. Let's see if we can't get this stuff mounted. All right, so I figured what I do next is polish up the heat shields while it's off the truck. Obviously be easier, and I don't wanna get anywhere near my nice paint job.
Well, he was sitting down on his back porch picking when I snuck up behind his shack. He was playing that old beat-up guitar of his to a dog that he called Jack. Now, my daddy used to tell me, boy, don't you be wandering around this place. Well, that old man could be the devil's right arm. He's got evil in his face. But, boy, he made that old guitar sound like it cost a new $100 bill. Even though he...
Oh yeah, that really turned out nice, didn't it? Look at the before and after. Man, I love that Milwaukee polisher. All right, so now what I gotta do is get this old piece of pipe off of here. So I just gotta loosen this clamp. Save these. Pitch that. I'm sure this stuff's good to breathe. Okay. Old junk off of there. Just rotten. Okay. Gotta get that elbow. It's a little rotten. I just assumed it would be in good shape. That covers it up. Oh, that's too far. Shit. Damn it. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So here's the joy of old trucks. Never assume that anything that's gonna be sprayed with road salt is gonna be in good shape. So this pipe is rotten. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off all the rotten part, but the problem is it's too far in. So if I put it on fresh pipe, now it's not far enough out for the exhaust stack. So what I'm going to do is, if you remember from an earlier episode, these were sitting in the sleeper. They were the wrong style, so the previous owner of this truck must have just bought them and threw them in there. But what I can do, they're actually perfect. It's already expanded here, and it needs to be ID instead of OD to match for that extension to go on there. So what I can do is hack this off here, and then I can put it on there. I haven't decided if I'm just going to weld it. I could just weld it. And then I could just have the one band clamp where that goes on there. Band camp.
Yeah.
There, good as new. That should work perfect. Something like that. And then put on the shiny over top of it. There. Okay, it's probably still a little too close. So maybe I'll hammer it back a bit, but I think that's gonna work good. So I thought I'd just take the crossover pipe out of there because I noticed that there was actually some holes. The previous person who welded this mess left a little gap there, and then I figured if it's outside of the truck, I can weld it a hell of a lot easier. Whoa, thin metal. Less heat, Mark. Less heat. Better. Oh, this is thin. Oh man. That is just garbage. I'm gonna have to patch it. Shit.
Still fingers working at a backwoods sawmill. I used to stand there in the darkness and I'd listen while he played. And until this day I can still recall every lick he ever made. Girl, play something new. Open rock, keep the moves on the name. He could ring them strings, make them sing. He was way ahead of the game. Well, he took his thumb and he'd slap it numb and say, Jack, here's how it's done. So just lay back and listen, boy, to the man with a golden thumb.
Okay, so like I always say, I'm gonna make use of the minutes inside the minutes. So rather than sit there and watch paint dry, I figured I'd try and get the old muffler out of here. Now, it appears, if I turn this around and show you, there's just a few bolts that I'll need to take out and get these support brackets out of here. And then I can put them back in, because once I get the muffler out, obviously the straight pipe I'm going to put in there can go in even though these brackets are in. So I just need to take these off, pull the muffler out, and then put them back in. Should be pretty easy.
One night I finally got up my nerve, and I walked up to that old man, and them cold black eyes stared down at me and my feet kind of shuffled into sand. He said, hey.
All right, next I'm going to take this bracket off. I can't use it. So this is the one with the 4 bolts. So there's a bracket that grabs the pipe and then goes through there, and then there's another one that comes on top on the stack and grabs that. So what I need to do is take this one off, and this went to work anyway. I'm not sure, this must be for a newer Kenworth because it's flat, because the bracket on the cab of mine makes a bend around the back of the cab. So no big deal, I just gotta take these 4 bolts out. And of course they're 10 millimeters, so it's a good thing my truck isn't metric. So my 10 millimeter sockets, I got lots of them. And I had mentioned in a previous video that you could just use a piece of mud flap. And that's obviously not true, because it would have just, the bolt holes would just tear out. So that's why I wanted to get the proper corded one. So I don't know if you can see it there, but it's got white cords in there, almost like a sidewall and a tire. So it's good and strong and won't just tear out. So yeah, like I said, that'll go like that. Now I guess what I'll do is mount this up onto the cab. Now the question is, does the pipe point forward? Does this thing supposed to point forward or backwards? And I guess if I put it up here, I would guess forward, because if it goes the other way, it's almost going to be touching the bunk, and obviously the pipe wouldn't fit there. So I'm going to guess that it goes this way. And it would appear that this material is a little thicker than the old one. So what I might need to do is just pry this open a bit. It should be okay though, because when I tighten the bolts up, it'll just bring it back down. There, some of the holes are showing up. There, something like that. Okay, I don't know how long this barbecue paint's gonna last. Depends how crazy I get with the old EGTs. But for now it looks pretty sharp. Okay, so this guy goes back in like that. Something like that. Hope that holds. And then I'll put the chrome pipes on the end, and we'll put the brackets on, and then this thing should be more solid. So like that. Okay, I'll do the other side. Okay, so now both of the lower elbows and the Y pipe is held loosely with the bracket, but the bracket can't go anywhere. So it should take the weight. And I was contemplating using my Backsaver 3000 to hold everything in place, but I don't think I'll need to, because once I set the pipe in there, that'll take all the weight of the pipe, and I just got to have the heat shield over top of it, and then I just got to try and line the heat shield up. So I guess let's give her a go. Oh wait, I gotta figure out which one is the yeah. So if you notice, one stack is about 2 inches taller than the other one, and that's actually an intentional mistake. The logic behind it is I'm trying to make this truck as movie accurate as I can. I've been just, there's some things that I just kind of get obsessed with, like the clearance light on the hood, or the split ring wheels, or the passenger seat being original like the movie truck. And I'm not gonna get everything, but I've kind of made it a fun project for myself to make as many things as I can look like the 1974 truck used in the movie as possible. So this is one that I've talked about in an earlier episode, and people were commenting, oh please Mark, don't make your stacks a different height to match the movie truck. But I wanted to, because I watched it again, you know, when Snowman's driving towards the Southern Classic at the end of the movie. If you look at it straight on as he's coming right at you, that right stack on the passenger side is just a little bit taller. So I thought, you know what the hell? Why not make it match the movie truck? Just because this is a fun truck that I'm going to take to shows, and it's a nice conversation piece if someone goes, hey, why are your stacks a different height? Now, this isn't a permanent fix. Actually, what we did here was, with this one, we slid it all the way down into this expanded joint here and then welded it. And with this one, we put a 2-inch ring in there, set it on the ring. So this one's only down about 1 inch, and then welded it like that. So if this really bothers me and it kind of, I don't like it down the road, it's simple. I could just pull the pipe out, grind the weld off, throw that ring away, slide it all the way down, and then re-weld it. So it can be changed. I probably won't though, once I get this all mounted on the truck. And it's kind of fun. We're trying to match the movie truck. The movie trucks were not perfect either. They slapped those two, that 73 and 74 together in a big hurry. They tried to get them to match. There was a lot of inconsistencies. And even in all the replica trucks out there, there's a lot of things that are just a little bit different. There's no one truck that's perfect that matches the movie. And mine won't be either. Again, I'm trying to get it as close as I can, but I guarantee you that nobody else out there with a replica truck actually went so far as to actually get their stacks at different heights. So, like I say, what the hell? Having fun with this project, and I just figured I'd do it this way. So, let me know what you think down in the comments below, but one stack is gonna be just a little taller than the other one. Okay, so make sure you get this right, Mark, with the short one on the driver's side. So we'll park this one for now. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm gonna drop it on my Peterbilt. Don't scratch the paint. Get on there. Nope, it's not out far enough. Damn it. Okay, attempt one. Fail. Set you there. Okay. What I'll do is try and figure it out like this. So, oh yeah, it's got to come way out. Oh no, wait. Let's go like that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll bolt this up there. Yeah. Figuring out as I go, folks. I'm going to bolt this to the bracket, then I'll know how far out this pipe needs to go, and I'll just kind of eyeball it. That way it'll be a lot closer. Okay, so that looks a little closer. Edge of the pipe. Yeah, that should work. And the reason I can't put the heat shield on and leave it there is because there's not enough roof height, because these stacks are so tall. That's the other thing. I hope they fit out my 14-foot door. I think so. Daryl and I did a little bit of math, but it's too tall to actually get it up above to drop it in to the shield. Okay. These aren't as heavy as the 8-inch Lincolns on the feet. At least I got that going for me. Come it on there. This ain't easy. There it goes. I knew the weight of it would walk it on there. Maybe I'll just try and loose bolt it in. Like that. Man, it's gonna look good. Okay. That shouldn't go anywhere now. Oh. Okay, so it's looking cool and all, and I was happy with it until I realized that 8 inches of galvanized pipe is sticking out underneath the heat shield, and that looks like hell. So I'm trying to rack my brain as to how this could have happened. So it's almost like this elbow wasn't tall enough, because even if I wasn't doing a straight pipe, the muffler ends just kind of at the bottom of the heat shield, and then that's where that clamp is. That's right there. That clamps it together. So something's off here. So I was looking, I mean, I can't really raise this up. I could modify this bracket here, cut it in half, and re-drill it. But the problem is my crossover pipe there is gonna, I've only got 4 or 5 inches, and I'm gonna start impacting the drive shaft. So I can't really raise the elbow. So the only thing I could think of, and the other problem is, not only is this galvanized pipe sticking out here, but now my weld is about 1 foot from the top. So this whole pipe needs to come up about 10 inches, and that way the weld will be kind of closer to the top, and then all this crappy galvanized pipe would be hidden. Shit, I hate when things don't work out, but I guess that's the way she goes sometimes. I'm gonna have to go back to Lesco and try and figure this one out. Again, the elbows are already scratched up, so I can't get new elbows anyway, even if there was taller ones. So maybe what I can do is get a piece of chrome pipe, have it expanded, slide it over the elbow. I mean, it'll have a band clamp, but I can turn that back so the bolts are in behind, and then it would be chrome pipe, and then maybe it would mate up here, and then clamp that joint together, and at least all the galvanized pipe would be inside the heat shield. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Oh well. What are you gonna do? Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. Can always be fixed. Ugh, my idiot neighbor thinks he's a DJ, so now I gotta suffer through that for the rest of the afternoon. So I thought what I might do is put the air cans on, because couldn't finish the exhaust. I'm gonna have to go back to Lesco next week. And I thought, well, we could at least get this mounted. So I wonder, kind of want to keep them from getting scratched. That's why I put the towels in there, but I know what I could do. Get a longer bolt, then the towel can stay in there, and then I can line up the intake pipes. Ooh, a little bit of orange peel on this. I'm gonna have to do some wet sanding as well. But I can line it up with the towels in place, and then I can tighten this band, and then I can loosen this band and take the towels out. So maybe that's what I'll do. Okay. Yeah, so you'll notice that these air tank straps are black. Yeah, that does not match the movie truck, unfortunately. I don't have any chrome ones, so I took them over to Impact Coatings, and they powder coated them black for me. Now, some of them were a little rotten, so the best powder coating in the world still can't cover up pitting, so that's kind of unfortunate. I know this is probably going to bug me, so I'm going to have to be on the lookout for some 13-inch chrome rings. I always change this at a later date, just do them one at a time. I don't think it's going to be too hard to do. You could just leave the can in place. So if anyone knows where some 13-inch air can straps are, please let me know. twinstickgarage@gmail.com. I'll trade you for some black ones. I really should paint that, shouldn't I? Yeah. I don't like it like that. Yeah, so I'll just wet sand this orange peel down a little, then I'll buff it out while I'm waiting for the paint on those tubes to dry. Just figured it'd be easier to do this now than when it's actually in the with the bands around it, right?
Kid, what you doing hanging around an old man like me? I said, well, sir, I just love your picking. He said, well, then pull up and have a seat. Well, I spent a lot of time at his cabin. Just him and that dog and me, and it was there I heard the best guitar in the state of Tennessee. And to my eyes, it was a miracle just to see the way it was done. The good Lord made him poor and blind, but he gave him a golden thumb, boys.
Man, did it ever turn out nice. And the paint looks so cool in the sunlight. It's got kind of a blue, you can see little flecks of blue and little flecks of gold in there. Just lovely. All right, one more to go. Angelo, pay attention.
Okay, hot shot.
So I got the cans mounted. And I blew out the air filter. So, I was smart. I put all the little bolts in the cap. It's a little dusty. Wait a minute, there's something else that goes on there. Yeah, there's a flat top. Come on, Mark. And these things have been sitting on the Duke for a while. I'll wash it. Dude, cut my hair. Ah, good old Point Break. That's a quality movie. For those who were wondering what color the air cans were before I started with them, they were white. Okay, something like that. Okay. Yeah, so winding down on the old Saturday here. Home stretch. I'm a little disappointed I didn't get the pipes on. But it's something to look forward to for next week. So that'll be the plan. I'll head back to Lesco and we'll get, oh, the threads are full of paint. I might have to run a tap over that. And get the pipes figured out. There's got to be a way. And then bring those back. We'll mount those. That shouldn't take too long now that everything's been set up. And then I got the intakes on, so I think I can actually probably start the truck, see what those pipes sound like. And with any luck, the wheels will be back from Spectrum and be all polished. And boy, I think once I throw the wheels on, I could probably take this thing. I don't have the headlights wired or the signal lights in the front wired, but the ones in the back are wired. Now that should be good enough for a road test. So yeah, like I say, tune in next week and it'll be some good stuff. Home stretch now. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and don't ever forget, if you got it, the trucker brought it.
Come on, buddy. It's time to go.